crazy. And then, so as I said, I just didn't want to be here. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to act on it. And I did. And luckily, obviously, I'm still here. But
how did you go about finding your therapist?
Oh, Darnell, you're going to make me cry. Where my endometriosis used to have me on the floor, like literally rolling around on the floor. It feels like barbed wire, like cutting into you. When I was at school, I ended up having an eating disorder.
Okay.
So that was really difficult because around me, it just felt like everyone was skinny. And then I was like the big girl. I absolutely love dance, and I danced for a majority of my life.
I need to put some of your videos in it. You and your sisters, it's lit. I'm going to put it in the video. Welcome back, guys. It's episode 11 of A Woman's Point of View. I got another one of the team members today. Who have I got with us today?
Hello, I'm Shah.
So what we're going to do, Shah, as you know, we're going to have a quick fire round. I've got some questions for you. You've got 5 seconds to answer, nice and quick. So, a quiet or busy gym?
Busy.
Okay. Favorite exercise?
Burpees.
Oh, favorite, yeah? Okay. Least favorite?
Split squats.
Same. Your favorite music genre? If you had to pick one.
Old school R&B.
Ooh, good shout. Okay, lower or upper body?
Lower.
Okay. This is a 4-part question. Kind of answered last pod as well. This is good. So you're on an island, stranded for a year. Yeah, so the whole 2025. You got one dish to take. What's that one dish?
Prawns.
Prawns.
Yeah, prawns.
Just prawns. That's
prawns.
A snack. Okay. So, one song. You can only listen to one song for a whole year. That's actually a hard one.
Love Sets You Free, Kelly Price.
Do you want to sing?
No, thank you.
Our one piece of equipment. I feel like I know you're gonna say for this one.
Does it have to be a gym equipment?
Yeah, it could be any sort of equipment.
Oh my god!
It could be a dumbbell, barbell. It could be a kettlebell. It could be a skipping rope.
Smith machine.
Okay,
I'll take a Smith machine.
That's actually a good shout. And one film, last one.
Oh god! No, this one's hard. I've got a lot of favorite films. It depends what I want to do. Do I want to cry? Do I want to enjoy myself?
You got 5.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Okay. So tell us a bit more about like Shah. Who is Shah?
So Shah is just your gym kind of girly.
Okay.
I don't know. You need to ask me more questions.
All right, take us back to school. So let's say like how was primary school, secondary school, college? Like how was that time?
So primary school, I think it was just quite normal for me. It was just like a normal, just in my primary years, enjoying life, being a child. I think secondary school was when it got a bit harder. I went to an all-girls school as well.
Okay.
So it's hard. It's hard, especially I think them years you're trying to find yourself, and we're still young, and people are trying to fit in. And also, I went to a school that was like highly populated with like Bangladeshi community and the Muslim community. Okay. And that's where my family originally from and my background. But I don't actually follow the religion myself. Okay. So it was hard. It was hard because everyone was a bit like, oh, you're different. But I wasn't different. It was just the fact that I didn't follow the norm. Okay. So school, I personally, my secondary school years, I didn't enjoy it as much as I should have, I think. But I had things that came out of it that was actually quite positive for me as well. So my school was actually known for performing arts.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, and I absolutely love dance, and I danced for a majority of my life.
I need to put some of your videos in there. You and your sisters, it's lit. I'm going to put everything on the screen.
So I had one of the best dance teachers, and even to this day, we're still in contact.
Oh, mad.
So he actually pursued it with me and for me. He helped me along the journey. And I ended up obviously taking dance as a GCSE. I got my A star in it.
Nice.
And then that followed on me to going to college. And then I studied dance at college and musical theatre as well.
Oh, okay.
And then I went to university and did a degree in dance. And got
Oh,
my honours in dance. So,
sick. So what did you do after uni? Say, qualified in dance. What did you do after uni? How did that look?
So after uni, obviously I just come out. It's a bit hard. The industry is hard as well to get into. You really need to be like resilient. There's a lot of auditions. There's a lot of people that are trying to step in your way as well. But it's one of them things that you have to have that confidence to be like, oh no, I want this spot. I want this. I want to be in this show. So when I came out, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Because I actually moved away from London as well. So I came back to London after being independent for like 3 years. And then that bit was a bit difficult to come back into like a household again when I've been living by myself or, you know, all of that. So I've always wanted to go into teaching.
Okay.
So since I was young, I was always like, I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to be a teacher. So actually, when I came out of university, I went into a school first to be like a TA to see if this is what I actually want to do. So I ended up being like a behavioural teacher.
Okay.
And then that led me on to obviously being in the school. I started teaching lunchtime and after school club. So I started doing dance for the kids.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay, at least I'm still doing what I want to do, the teaching side, but I'm also teaching dance. And that just brings me so much joy. Like, as you can see, I'm smiling.
Yeah.
Love it. So I took that on, did the whole dancing, and then I just kept going into different schools after that. So I went into like primary, secondary, and college. So I was being a teacher at the same time. And then life took a turn a little bit, and then I really went into the behavioural side of kids. So I really like working with young people.
Okay.
And I like that age group. So the 12 to about 25 kind of, because that's what we'll class as young people at school. So then like just being around them, what I learnt was a lot of them just needed love and attention, like just the education side. It's what's missing at home as well. So doing all of that, I went into like working within the community, working with youth groups, and then now it's led me to the job that I'm in now. So I work for the local council and do a lot of community engagement, and one of my roles is to lead on health and well-being.
Oh, sick. Okay, so you're kind of started off, your fitness kind of started off from dance. So when did you kind of incorporate in the gym? Or was you already gymming back then as well?
I've always gymmed, but I think I went to the gym when I was at university.
Okay.
Because I was doing dance, obviously we had to build our strength in different ways. At first, the gym actually wasn't really for me. I went in there and I just, you know when you just know the wrong things, you're like, I want to be skinny. So you're just going and you're on the treadmill for an hour. And you're just like, actually, what is skinny? And then, you know, just squatting. That's all I used to do. Treadmill squat. That was my routine. But it was like, okay, but nothing's changing in my body. Yeah. And I didn't know what I actually wanted to look like. I was just like, oh, I'm just going to the gym because that's what you're meant to do. It was only when, like, obviously when I delve in a bit more about my health and stuff like that, is when I realized actually you need to know what you're doing at the gym to support your health as well at the same time. And also I just didn't like the gym back then. I don't know whether it was the atmosphere, because where I go now, we're a family, it's a community. So it wasn't like that. And as I said, I was young, I was looking at the wrong things probably on like YouTube, and it was just to lose weight. Everything was, I want to be skinny, and no, I want to be strong, and I want thick thighs.
Amen. So where did that come from? Was you like looking at other people? Was it like pressure from social media? Or was it like, what was that kind of, that made you want to be skinny back then?
Oh God, you're delving in.
Come on, touching base.
Need some tissues, I might cry. So back to like school. So I found school, as I said, very difficult. I was dancing a lot. So I used to go to like clubs and stuff as well on the like in the evening, on the weekends. I was actually part of a dance group as well. So that took up a lot of my time. But also what that taught me was a lot of discipline, and I wouldn't change my teen years. Like everyone's always like, oh, but you were like from school to dance to this. And I was like, yeah, but now you know me now, and I'm very routine, very disciplined.
Very
yes,
routine,
like yeah. Shout out, miss on
Yeah,
Monday,
literally.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Don't miss any day. Saturday, Sunday.
So when I was at school, I ended up having an eating disorder.
Okay.
So that was really difficult because around me, it just felt like everyone was skinny. And then I was like the big girl. I probably wasn't, but it just came from like culturally, like you're meant like beautiful as being skinny, having long straight hair, and obviously I'm the total opposite as well. So and then I think that's just it just got to me. It got to me, and then I was trying to get into this dance industry. And back then, before I actually studied what I wanted to study in dance, the urban side of dance, I was doing ballet and contemporary. And if you see what ballet dancers, contemporary dancers look like, it's very stick thin, and that just wasn't me. So I ended up just throwing my food up.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I just it was just a really difficult time. I knew I had to eat because I was hungry and I had to sustain my energy, but then at the same time I would just go to the bathroom and just, you know.
What age gap was that? Like what age?
So 14 to 17.
Okay. What was the change? What made you kind of like? What clicked and made you kind of change? What was it? Do you remember?
My family found out.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that bit was hard.
Yeah. How did it?
So I ended up going to hospital because I wasn't very well. And I think the doctor clocked, like, there's something more to this because being bulimic as well, it came with other health conditions. Because you're throwing up, you end up having that acid in your stomach that shouldn't, like, you're throwing that up. So my skin started changing. As I said, my health, there was things that were happening in my health, and they were just like, okay, there's more to this. And then I knew I wanted to stop, Darnell. Like, it wasn't nice throwing up. Like it was, because I used to binge eat as well, because I was like, let me quickly get this in me. And then I felt sick, and then I feel like I regret it. And then it was like, I just look in the mirror and I was like, I'm just fat. And then I'll just go and throw up. So I didn't realize, because I was still under 18, the doctor would tell my family.
Yeah. Because under age. Yeah.
So obviously I've gone in the room with him, and I just thought, if I tell him, he can help me.
Yeah.
And that's it. But then he was just like, I need to obviously get your help and support for this.
Yeah.
And obviously, because I think one of my family members was outside. So they brought her in and told her, and then was like, but we're going to support you along the way, because for some reason, it didn't click with me, Darnell, that it was a eating disorder.
Yeah. I thought you were thinking it's normal.
It was normal.
Probably,
it was normal for me, and because I've done it, I'm 3 years in now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and then and then my family found out, and
how was that? I can tell that that wasn't easy.
They'll watch me eat. Like, I felt like that's what it felt like. Like,
okay.
I couldn't eat in peace, or they were watching me eat. Like, I understood where they were coming from. Now that I'm older, I understood where they're coming. They were obviously worried. They were really worried about me, and you know, didn't understand why I was doing it. But then at the same time, it's hard when, you know, they're like, have you eaten, or what are you eating? And and you know, it took time. It took time to come over it, because even now, it's not that I'm triggered, but I feel like food, especially because of how much I gym, food plays such a big part in gym as well. But sometimes I will just be like, oh no, don't eat too much of that, or it might trigger me. Like, even now, if I go to restaurants, or if I know I'm going to a restaurant with friends or family, like, I want to see the menu beforehand. So I don't know whether that's still got to do with my past, or this is just me now. But I'm glad I've overcome it, and now I eat. You can't stop me now.
Nah, you need to, because you train like literally. You know what, talk us through how you're training. Talk us through so the people can know.
No, do you know what? Because I know my training's not healthy. So that's why I don't really want to talk it through. Because I wouldn't expect someone to do what I do.
So what do you do? Let us know.
Okay.
So we got boxing on the Tuesday. Bashment Tuesday. Yeah, we're gonna add in a video here if you guys don't know. It's lit. It's lit every Tuesday.
Yes.
So what does your other days look like?
So Where do I start? So Mondays, I usually like to do like I start off with cardio. So I will either do like a 5 or a 10K run, and then I will do like a HIIT circuit. I'll go in the evening to the gym and do like a HIIT circuit. Tuesdays, I run in the morning, and then obviously I have my session with you. And then depending on if you've killed me or not, then I will go to the gym in the evening. And because we do boxing, and I know we've changed it up a little bit at the moment, I'll go and do like upper body that day. Wednesday, glutes. And then now my Thursdays have changed a little bit. So now, not that I've booked on, but I've started to do high rocks training.
Oh, yeah. That just came out the blue. We done one little session on, was it last week, Tuesday? I put you through a couple of high exercises, and I just see all over your Insta. I was thinking, it's lit though. It's a different sort of training. I love it as well.
Yeah. So, and we're going to be doing a session.
Yeah, big up to see as well.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a session. So that, and then Friday, I go step.
Big up Iffy. Every time, Hot Steppers UK.
Sorry, yesterday's class was so lit. I was so happy. And then on Saturday, might rest on a Saturday, and if not, then it's definitely a morning run. I like to just go Saturday and Sunday in the morning. I like to just get up and do that 10K.
I think it's funny because usually when I have people here, it's like I'm advising them to train and giving them like a structure to train. It's the opposite now. So so how did you have like such a routine and such like what keeps you going kind of thing?
Firstly, I love it. I absolutely love fitness. Like my Instagram is also called All Things Fitness. It brings me so much joy. Okay. It actually makes me happy, and it's nice to know something that's good for you to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Makes you happy. But as I said, it also comes back to maybe like past traumas or events, and my discipline has just been so strong. And I think for me, as much as my body might be strong, I think mentally I'm stronger.
Okay.
Because I can keep up to the routine.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I am tired. I get tired. Like I know I come to you sometimes like, Darnell, not today or whatever. And then by the end of it,
you're good.
I'm good. And and one of my biggest things, and I like to advocate for this, it really, really supports your mental health. Really supports your mental health. Yeah.
And how much does it support your mental health in terms of like training? Like, what do you mean?
I need it.
Okay.
I need it. If I didn't train, I wouldn't be this sharp.
Yeah.
No. I panic. I know, I'm using really wrong words right now. I panic if I don't train. I need to train. Like, it brings a better version of me out. Okay. There's times where, say if I can't go in the evening because I'm working, I've got a meeting, I'll get up 4 o'clock in the morning.
Love that. And what advice would you give a woman that's hesitant to train? Because a lot of the time, which I find, obviously I predominantly train women, the biggest barrier is like being intimidated by other men in the gym.
What?
Or,
Please.
Being intimidated by other men in the gym, not knowing where to start, just overthinking, like all these kind of things. What advice would you give like a woman that's trying to start? Because you're the complete opposite, which is good.
What works for you? Like sometimes it's not the gym. Like I don't know why people always think, oh, I need to lose weight, I want to go on a diet and all of this. And the first thing they do is sign up to a gym. Like it's not always the gym. It's what actually works for you.
Good point.
Some people enjoy like dancing. Get yourself to a dance class. Like even if you are going to the gym, I know some gyms actually offer like Zumba or dance fitness. And walking. People don't realize like walking is one of the best like health benefits. Because I have a lot of friends that drive and stuff as well. So just like, no, get your steps in. Like get yourself a watch as well. If you are trying to become better.
Facts.
And you have daily steps. If you know, I've got to do 6,000 steps today, that watch will keep you accountable. Like sometimes I don't like looking at my watch, but luckily my one is 10,000. I have to do 10,000 steps a day. Luckily, I have such an active job, and obviously I'm very active when it comes to my fitness, so I can get my 10,000 done easily.
Before midday.
Yeah. Yeah, which is good, because then I'm like, oh, actually, you can sit down now, Shah. And also, like, YouTube is kind of your best friend, like in the sense of there's so many workouts on there that you can do at home. You can just do at home. You don't even need equipment. If you have the means to, I would say get yourself some resistant bands. But most of the time you can just use your body weight. Yeah. Whereas my house looks like a gym.
So you got all equipment, yeah. Cables, benches.
That's your birthday present, right?
Home gym.
Yeah.
So even in terms of like women's health, you kind of touched on it a bit earlier. Let's touch on that now. What do you mean, women's health? So
for me,
dive into that.
One of the biggest barriers I had in my fitness was when I was diagnosed with endometriosis. So endometriosis is a growth that happens in your body, and it can happen anywhere in your body, but usually for women it happens more around our womb or our ovaries. So my one was abnormal growth around my ovaries, womb, and my bowels. So what this is just it just inflames the area, and it's really, really painful. And you're likely to suffer from it, or when you start your period. So for me, I was really young. So I started my period at 9. I was in primary school. Look at your eyes.
I'm like, rah, yeah. I was like, rah. So I didn't tell you, but I was like, rah.
Yeah. I was in primary school, and I was just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Because I've got older sisters, and they started at the normal age group that you would think, like you're 13 and above. But I was 9. But I was suffering, like from 9 years old, obviously I felt like a baby. And then when I got to about 13 or 14, it was really bad. Like my period pains were horrendous. I used to faint. Like it was very heavy bleeding. Like I couldn't go to school. And that was what made it worse sometimes, because I went to an all-girls school. If I didn't go in, the teachers would be like, but every other girl is on their period. Like, what makes her so special? Yeah. So, but because I was fainting, or I felt dizzy, I felt sick. So for years, I was in and out of hospital because there's actually no cure for endometriosis. So it's all pain management. But obviously, I didn't know this. And because I was so young, the doctors kept putting it down to it's just bad period pains. It's bad period pains, because when you're at that age, they don't really want to do like the ultrasounds and MRIs and all the swabs and stuff like that. So now, like moving on to like being 17, I just remember one of the doctors going, let's just give her a scan. Like, let's just do it. I know she's young, but let's just do it. And that was an ultrasound. So ultrasound don't always pick up like endometriosis, but they could see that there was something going on. So they were just like, okay, let's check. So at the time, I found out I had a cyst that burst. So that's why the pain was causing like all the pain. So they dealt with that, drained the cyst out. And, at first I thought, okay, that's it. But then period pains kept coming back with pain. So we went back again. And at the time, they were just like, let's put you on the pill to balance your hormones out. So I was on the pill. I wouldn't say it balanced my hormones out, because I still had period pains, but it's what it was doing to me. So I don't know if you know what endobelly is, but it's when it flares up. Like it flares up really bad, and you can look pregnant. Like it's obviously like no one wants to feel like that. If you're not, you don't want to have like a stomach that is inflamed. So moving forward now, about 21. So I've done uni, and at uni I was literally at hospital all the time, like during my dance course in hospital, because I just couldn't handle what the pain was. And then I came back and I went private with my health, because I was like, I need to just understand what's going on. So like my doctors were really supportive, and they allowed me to go private with my health. And within going private, within that 2 weeks, I had my scan, MRI, and my first operation.
Okay.
Yeah, so they found out it was endometriosis, so they had to go in, cut what they needed to cut, and then put me back together again.
So how do you manage that now? Because I know it comes with tiredness as well, right? And you get like heavy or bleeding, right, and stuff like that. So like, how do you manage like the pain, the tiredness that comes with it, along with your training and stuff? Like, how do you still keep it all up?
Listen, I think I have been at the stage where my endometriosis used to have me on the floor, like literally rolling around on the floor. It feels like barbed wire, like cutting into you. Like, it is so bad. Like, I just remember thinking, what is this? What's going on? And from the moment I realized that actually there's no cure to this, so what are you going to do about it, Sha? Like, they're going to, because one thing I was on so much medication, and now I'm so reluctant to take medication. I don't want to take anything in my body anymore. So they just kept giving me like really hard like painkillers. Like, I was on cocodamol, all of this, codeine. It's like, that's not good for you. Like, that is actually not good for you, because it actually does tire you out. So when they said to me, you just have to deal with it and manage it. So luckily, when they put me on the pill, they changed my pill. When they put me on that, it actually calmed a lot of it down. So now I don't bleed as heavy. To be fair, I don't really have a proper cycle anymore because I'm on the pill. I get all the symptoms, like, Darnell, I can't do it today. Darnell, I'm in a mood.
It's so funny. With all my clients, I know what time it is about. You got even saying, I'm like, yeah. I know what week it is.
Alright, just be honest with you. Like, Darnell, look.
I feel like everyone's got that relationship now with me that they just tell me up front, like. And
well,
I feel
you
like it's so
important.
And I feel like it's important though, like as a man, being like a coach that you train women, like having that relationship that you guys can openly tell me that. I feel like it's so important.
I don't think you have a choice.
So yeah. I think it's so important to kind of have that relationship so you guys are comfortable like saying it, because it comes with a lot, like everything you're saying now. As a man, you don't have to like deal with none of that stuff. That's why I kind of like I that's why I create this platform, because I'm like, the stuff that you lot go through. I just wake up, put my clothes and go to gym. I go home. There's no, like, none of this extra stuff. So, like, it's honestly, like, it's crazy. Like, the way everyone has, like, a different kind of journey. That's why, like, even, like, people that come on, they're like, I don't know if people are going to, like, be interested in what I'm saying and things like that. But, like, what you said is, like, definitely someone will go out and like kind of relate to it. So for someone that does have that, what's the next steps for them? Would you say, like, or what advice would you give or tips for another woman out there that's kind of going through the same thing?
Now that I'm really in the fitness industry, like when I'm in the gym and have all my friends around me and even like the community behind me, like it's something that gets spoken about quite a bit because of the way I am. I have a lot of energy. Everyone's always like, like, you've gone through this, or you're going through it. And I'm just like, because like, it's so important to talk about it. As women, I think sometimes we let things slip, or we don't talk about this stuff. We're like, oh, no one else will understand, or you don't know. But unless you speak, you won't actually know. And I am really open to sharing my story, giving advice. Like, even sometimes I get people messaging me going, how did you find out about endometriosis, or what do I do? Because don't get me wrong, period pains are period pains, and it happens, and we have to go through it. But there's things like barbed wire feeling or fainting. That's not normal. That is not normal, and you should be going to your doctors for that.
100%.
Like, if you are having any of these symptoms, and even like the fatigue that comes with it, even put on weight, because your hormones are so imbalanced, you actually put on weight and stuff, and your body, like, when I had people go to me, oh, it's just a heavy period, I'm like, okay, in your opinion, but I know my body, and no one should be feeling like that. So the advice I would give, if you have got these kind of symptoms, go and get it checked out. Just get it checked out. You have every right to get it checked out as well. It's your body, your health. And my ones, like, back then used to really disrupt my days. Like, it would take me longer to get ready in the morning, because I'd be like, okay, am I going to be sick now? Am I going to faint? Do I want to go to work? Like, or do I want to go to school? Whatever it was. I used to literally like have a hot water bottle like stuck to me, to the point I actually gave myself burns.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I had to stop using it because I was just burning my stomach, because that's the only thing that was a bit of a relief for me.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, you know what? Because as I say, it makes you a bit bedbound, and that's not a nice feeling. And I was like, but you get up, Shah, do something about this. And then I was like, you know what? I love my fitness. I love dancing. Like, maybe let me move my body, because they always say you rest. Okay, rest. But what about your actual health?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just get up and get on with it.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Even touching on like mental health, what's your opinions on like therapy? Do you know anyone that's like gone therapy? Have you been therapy? What's your opinions on therapy? How is therapy for you?
Do it. Firstly,
Like,
do it.
Okay.
Yeah. First, if you listen, we're all adults. Yeah, we all have life happen, and there's some things that are going to trigger us or our traumas, and we have to deal with it, because all that happens is you take it onto your next life, and it can affect other relationships, whether that's your family, like, you know, partners. Therapy is the best thing to do when you're ready, because you have to be ready for it, because you have to be honest.
Yeah.
It's a conversation.
You can't hold back.
Yeah, you can't hold back, because you have to talk about maybe where you've gone wrong or how you could have dealt with that situation better. So I've done therapy before, but I had the best therapy in 2020.
Okay.
So I had deep, intense therapy. And I'm so happy I did it, because the version of me now, I love it.
How did you go about finding your therapist as well?
Okay. So, Darnell, you're going to make me cry.
Don't please.
Okay, so I feel like I hit rock bottom at one point in my life. And it was hard. And I didn't know how to deal with it. And what I did was let go of everyone. So I let go of my friends, my family, and I was just in Charles' little world. But that wasn't a nice place to be. And luckily, I've got a really good relationship with my GP. So she's been my GP since maybe I was about 16.
Oh, wow,
and because I've had a lot of health stuff going on, I've had a lot of contact with her. So I actually reached out to her and I went, I need help.
Yeah.
I really need help. I need to talk to someone, because I didn't want to be here anymore. So
was that like a build up of just like everything that's just gone on up until 2020?
I had a hard year, a really hard year, and everything was happening.
Yeah.
And I was just like, God, I can't take this no more.
Yeah.
Like, because it was like my health was deteriorating. But now when I look back, I know that's because I was stressed and I was sad and I was upset. I didn't have my loved ones around me, but I made that choice. But I didn't know how to bring them back again. And then it just got hard. Everything just got hard for me. And I just remember that moment when I was like, I don't want to be here, so I'm going to do something about it.
I guess it's probably even harder because them times, COVID, that was during COVID, so everyone was on lockdown as well, so you probably feel it even more like alone.
God, it was the worst. Like, I know lockdown, I know some people are like, oh, I really enjoyed working from home, or it was nice because there's a life balance. No, not for me. When they closed the gym, I was like, are you mad? Are you mad? Like, how am I meant to recover? I just told you I feel depressed and now you're closing the gym.
That was a crazy time.
So it's crazy. And then, so as I said, I just didn't want to be here. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to act on it. And I did. And luckily, obviously, I'm still here. But it was my GP that I reached out to. And I was like, I need help. I need help now. And if you know about NHS, I love the NHS, but the waiting list can be quite long. But because of where I was at, I think they were just like, okay, we need to push this a bit further. And while I was waiting for my actual therapist, my doctor, as I said, I've got so much love for her. She was keeping in contact with me just to make sure I was okay. Because I was honest with her. I said to her, I don't have my friends, I don't have my family with me at the moment. But that's because I made that choice. Because I don't know how to handle my emotions at the moment. Like, I wasn't good for anyone down there at the time, if that makes sense. Like, my energy wasn't there. I didn't really have like a social battery. I was so sad that I felt like I was making other people sad. So I wasn't giving off the right energy or good energy, and that's not me. And like,
yeah, you've come a long way because I can't even imagine that. I just say now, I'm like, they're saying, "Sure, this sure, no way." So nah,
that's
congrats
why
because you've come a
I
long
love
way.
my life now.
Yeah.
Like I know I've come far.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. No, big you up because I can't even imagine. Because when did we start training with each other? I think
last year, birthday.
2024. Yes, now pretty much. This is coming out on Charles' birthday as well, by the way. Wow, no, big you up because you've come a long way. And how did you find? So this is actually a good question. How did you find the right therapist for you? Because I think this was years ago. I used to have, maybe it was just like me being naive and stuff. I was kind of reluctant on the thought of getting therapy or stuff like that because I was like, I wanted to talk to somebody that can't relate to me or anything like that. But then the person I spoke to was at Pure Gym actually. You won't say who it was, but it was at Pure Gym. And she done therapy as well. And she was like, no, like there's a way where you can actually look for a therapist that kind of like a similar background or might be able to relate more stuff to you and stuff like that. So how did you find a therapist that was good for you though?
So luckily, the last therapist I had, she was amazing. The two before that, I couldn't relate.
Because I've heard mixed reviews. That's what I was saying. How did you find the right one for you? I
honestly couldn't relate. But I feel like I couldn't relate because I wasn't ready to do it.
Okay.
I feel like you need to be ready.
Yeah.
I was still like when I was having my first therapy I was having. I was still in my toxic relationship having this therapy. So having therapy with her and then going back, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So when my final therapist, and I big her up so much, like I knew I wanted the help. So I was like, you know what? I have to put in the work as well. Because they give you homework to do, or you have to do a bit of homework for yourself.
Okay.
So I was just like, no, I need to make sure this time it works for me. And before I started, they do ask, what are you looking for? Or how do you want this to go? So you just have to be honest. Like if you do want another male, then ask for a male therapist. Or if you want someone that reflects you or is a reflection of you or your culture or your background, then ask for that. Because as you said, sometimes it can be hard to go into a space where this person knows nothing, but then at the same time, you feel like you can't connect with them as well. And I think my therapist just worked because there's no judgment. That's another thing.
Yeah.
They can't have no judgment. So you're just speaking. And as I said, it was the first time in my life I was like, I'm going to be honest about how I feel, what has happened to me as well. Because there's a lot of things I didn't talk about or I don't talk about because it's sad.
Yeah.
But what was happening was, it's affecting me though.
Yeah.
Because I'm not talking about it. But now that I've spoken about it, like, I'm so glad I have because I can speak to people about it now as well. I'm like really open about it. There's things I'm just like at work they call me TT because I'm trigger and trauma. Yeah, that's TT. Yeah, so my nickname's TT because of trigger and trauma. But come, let's speak. Like I'm so open to it now because where I am in my life now, I want to help others. I want to be that, like, just that ear because sometimes you just need that. Like someone just needs to speak because seriously, Darnell, you just don't know what anyone is going through.
Yeah, it's true. People can put on a smile. You don't actually know what is actually
every
going
day.
on. Yeah, you actually don't know what is going on.
You just don't know. And you don't know how you're helping that person as well. Like, it's so important to ask someone, how are you? Yeah. And as simple as that.
That could actually change their day. Like, it's true. You're like, oh, like, wow, someone's asking me, like, how am I doing? Yeah.
Because what was really sad, like, going back a little bit, when I used to work, like, in the youth. Yeah. Like, if I said to one of the kids, how are you? They would just stop sometimes. And I'm just like, hello, I'll ask you a question. Yeah. Like, no one's ever asked me that.
Yeah. That actually changed someone's day. Yeah,
just true. Like, no one's asked you that. Like, that's that's really deep. Because that's sad as well, for that fact that you feel like you can't open up. But yes to therapy. Especially men. Yeah,
and that's men don't go therapy. Well, I wouldn't say don't go, but they tend to not go because they think they can just be like, I'm a big macho man, I ain't gotta go therapy. What? Nah, men, if you're watching this as well, make sure you go get it. Because even, do you know what's so funny?
I will sign you up to therapy myself.
Even with that question, when like people ask, how you doing? I think even if I'm not doing well, I still say I'm good, which is not always a good thing, because sometimes it's good to like say like how you actually.
Can
feeling.
I ask you a question?
Oh, okay, yeah, go on.
Do you have someone or a friend that you can talk to honestly?
Yeah, I've got I would say I've got a lot of people around me that I can actually offload to. Like even the man them like will banter and stuff, but like we know if like stuff's actually hitting us, we can go around and actually talk. I had like one of my boys in December was on the phone to him who was like, "Bro, you called me at a mad time. Like I was just crying yesterday." And I've never ever heard any of my boys say that. I'm not gonna say who it was, but just saying, I was like, "Rah, I've known you for a time. I've never actually heard you say that." He was like, "Yeah, I think the time that I called him, it was just obviously we were just going through it. So he just said everything. Like I was on the phone to him. I was like, "Rah, like I just called him to say like what's going on." And told me everything. So I feel like it is very important, and I do have people around me that I can actually just be like, "Yo, this is," and I feel it's so important. I feel like it's so important.
So important. Like
it is.
I am so lucky. Like my network or my circle is quite small, but that's all I need.
Yeah.
Like obviously you've met my sisters, and you know, as much as we can
a
banter with each other,
you can actually.
I can be like, "This is how I'm feeling," and we can all do it to each other as well. Like my friends, like just I've been very blessed and lucky to have that in my life now.
All of your sisters are all in the fitness ones. In fact, you all dance like some girl dance band. I see you all dancing. I got to put a video of that on the screen as well. That Christmas dance routine. I was like, "Oh, okay, this is this is lit." We just add that video on.
Yeah.
A question I always ask at the end is, what piece of advice would you give your 16-year-old self? And I feel like from your story, this is probably like a great question.
Oh God.
16 years old, what piece of advice would you give 16-year-old self?
It's all gonna be okay.
Love that. That's powerful. Especially after everything you said, that is powerful.
It's all gonna be okay.
Okay, cool. We've got also a couple of questions from Instagram that we need to ask you.
Let me figure out if these are my friends or my family.
And these are all anonymous as well. This is a few that I've got here. So someone said, "Do you want kids eventually?"
100%. 100%.
I
was meant to have like 3 by now, but you may need to go to therapy first.
Is that in your toxic relationship that you had a couple of years back? You're like, I don't know if I want to touch on that.
No, I'm glad to touch on it.
Yeah.
It's done. I've learned so much from it.
Okay.
And I'm the better version and best version of me now. So thank you to him, innit?
You want boys, girls, mixed? Doesn't matter. Like
what, kids?
Yeah, kids.
Oh no, I want like a football team.
Truckload.
But saying that, I need to go to a gym still. So yeah,
we all gotta go gym together.
Yeah.
Someone said you always leave me on read. So who are you airing?
Who?
You must be airing someone. I hope this question that's at me, but someone said
no. That's you.
That must be.
No, because people thought these questions were for you. That's not for me.
Who are you? Are you ignoring anyone at the moment? Is someone in your DMs and your
who's in my DMs?
Yeah, someone might be in DMs.
Darnell, we have this conversation like every week. There's no one in my life.
So you're not ignoring anyone?
Not that I know of. This question was definitely for you.
Whoever asks this question,
sorry,
just DM Shah again, and maybe she'll send you a message back. All right, lovely. Have you got any anything you want to add, like on top before we like finish off? Where can they find you actually as well?
At the gym.
I'm telling you, she's not even joking. Like, you go gym any day, she'll be there.
No, my All Things Fitness account is open, so you can find me there, or you actually can find me at the gym.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much people will take out of this, but I hope today has helped, or people are listening.
Yeah.
My platform is always there. I won't leave you on read or blue tick. I want to know who that is because I don't know. But no, in all honesty, like Darnell, thank you so much. I don't think how much you've realised you've helped me on my journey. We've had a year of a lot of fun and banter, but seriously, just move your body in any. If you are blessed to move your body, move it, because what I always say, there's days I'm quite tired, and because I usually train after work. But I always say to myself, remember how it makes you feel.
Yeah. Love that. That's perfect way to end. This is very insightful. I hope you guys actually took everything in. But thank you so much. That's episode 11 of A Woman's Point of View. Make sure you like and subscribe. Before I finish off as well, you can grab these TSM bottles.
I
We've
got
other
mine.
exactly. We've got so much merch on the website as well. So if you use POD15, you get 15% off on any orders. But yeah, until next time, make sure you like and subscribe. See you later. Peace.